Sup, guys? I know I'm 12 hours late, but dude, this is. I can't not make a video about this. I want to, like, run through the streets and scream. Like, this is the best thing to ever touch Roblox. Maybe it's not the best, but dude, it is really high up there. This is Roblox's new input action system. And bro, you're never going to use context action service again. You're never going to use user input service again. Dude, it is so good. Dude, I want to find the people that made this and kiss them. Like, I'm not kidding. Who? No unique address, A Curie 0, UI UX artists, and Metavars. I'm gonna fucking find you. Dude, they did so well. They did so well. I'm just gonna jump into it and show off what it is because it's so good. It's so easy. First, well, before I want to jump into it, I want to explain what it is. Basically, how you do this is you define a bunch of contexts. Contexts being like maybe like certain states in your game. Example, you're in an inventory menu, or you're in battle, or you're just idle. These are a bunch of contexts. Within these contexts, you have actions. Let's say you're in battle. The actions might be parrying, blocking, punching, secondary attack. You get it. And then under these actions, you have all of your bindings. The bindings are the key codes, or like the keys or buttons that you want to activate this action. That's sort of a mouthful. So let's jump into Roblox and show you how you can modify your code and use these in a practical sense. So I made a module for this because it's a little tricky to like explain otherwise. But basically what you have is you have these contexts that might be, let's say, battle, and then you have your actions. And so this could be like punch. Under punch, you would have your binding, and the binding would be, let's say for punch you want it to be T. So every time you click T, punch will fire. And that's as simple as it is. So you have your context, which is battle. You have punch, which is your action within battle. And then you have your input binding, which is the key code that is used to fire punch. The reason why contexts are important is because you don't want the battle keybind to always fire over and over and over again when you're doing anything. Like if you're in the main menu, you don't want punch to fire because you're not in battle, you're in the main menu. So these contexts you can enable and disable whenever they should be active. It's that easy. So I made this module called keybind, and really all it does is it allows you to get actions based on their context and name, and allows you to enable contexts. And that's it. So let me show you an example of how I would modify a button. So I have this code here for a button, and all it does is this. You click on it, and it has some like nice little effect. That's it. I mean, it's nothing crazy. But if I was to use my controller here, I can't press anything on here to make this activate. And if you were to do it, it would be really complex to modify this. I mean, obviously there's a million ways to do some things, and someone in the comments is going to be like, actually, Dirt Monster, it's not that complex. You get the point, bro, dude. It isn't super intuitive to make this button click and have some visual effect when you're using a gamepad. Watch. In order to add in an action, all we have to do is I'm gonna require our module keybind. I'm gonna define an action here. I'm gonna say keybind dot get action. I'm gonna define the context as idle. Idle in this module's case means anything that can be activated at any time. Action, get action, idle. We're gonna call this press button, and I'm gonna say action.keyboard binding enum.keycode equals enum.keycode.e. And for example's sake, to figure out when this is pressed, you'll say action.pressed, and then you'll print yo. I'm also going to say keybind.enable context idle. So I'm going to enable the context, which is idle here. And now, when I print or when I click E, take a look at the output right here. It prints. It's that fudging easy. Now, obviously, printing is not that cool. So let's see what happens when I pass in mouse down into this. And then we can do action.released, which is when we release E, I'm going to say mouse up. Y'all ready for this? Watch the button. I'm going to press E. Watch. I'll hold my keyboard up so you know. Ready? Look at the button. Look at the button. It's so easy. It's so easy. Now, a big gripe with developers nowadays is I could get a couple more players with the Gamepad, but it's really not that worth it because Gamepad development is so difficult. It's hard to set up the keybinds. It's hard to set up whatever. Action.gamepadbinding.keycode equals enum.keycode button Y. It already works. You didn't have to do anything else. Oh my god. Oh my god. My life is completely different now. Now, obviously this is a super simple scenario. And this is a dumbed down workspace. So how would it work in a real game? Well, this morning I decided to give it a shot, and I'm working on a game called Ninja Tycoon. Right now, as it stands, or as it stood, I couldn't do this on Gamepad without having to do something crazy. I would have had to use context action service and create some new binds and make it so those binds can move these arrows, can select the plot, can whatever. Already works. Look at the buttons on the bottom. Ready? I didn't do anything crazy. I swear it maybe took me 5-10 minutes to set this all up. I'm using that module I showed you guys, the keybind module. And how I did it is I did keybind, get action, claim plot. I defined my action as claim plot. I set my gamepad binding, and then claim plot action dot pressed down, connect down, claim plot action dot released, connect up. For the arrows, same thing. Create the left action, gamepad binding is button L1. Right action, gamepad binding is R1. Pass in the actions into this function. Action.pressed down, action.pressed or action.released up. That's it. That's it. That's all I had to do. I didn't do anything else. There's no other code in here that has cross compatibility. And then at the very end, I enable the context, and then once I'm done claiming, I disable the context. That easy. That easy. So now, whenever I'm pressing all of these, like my bumpers, whatever, you can hear the click. I know you can. Maybe you can't, actually. Well, there's a click happening. There's no more click. There's no more click because I disabled the context. The bindings are gone. And if you want to see, take a look at this. If you want to see how easy it is to change these bindings, I'm going to go to the keybind module, and I have all of my actions here. For inventory is this button here. You can activate it by clicking this here. And you can see I'm pressing everything else. It only works when I press this button here. Let's go to our gamepad binding, and let me make it right bumper. So I'll click both bumpers so you can see. Nothing is happening. Let's make this R1. Hold up. Do you see how easy it is to rebind? And now, why doesn't work? Why doesn't work? It's that easy to rebind, bro. Dude, this is going to change how you develop. I get some of you guys are hating on it, and I get it. I get it. Listen, I'm a big hater too. Give this one a shot, because this is going to be big. Okay, bye. I don't know why I said this is going to be big, because, like, I mean, it's big, but anyways, I'm ending the video. I'm not going to cut this out. Bye.